Steam NextFest is a yearly tradition on Steam, showcasing demos from games of all genres and styles. From games like Crusader Knights Templars, made by the same people who brought us Renaissance Wars Kingdoms, to games like Myrmidon, one of the best puzzle platformer demos that has been released in a while in this gamer's humble opinion. I'm MrFullCrumb, and welcome to Demo Supposition. There are so many demos to choose from, and while some are fantastic, there's a lot of stinkers. For every good demo, there's at least 10 bare-bones games, and another 20 that are absolutely lackluster or just poor in performance, while there's still some as well that, for whatever reason, either don't load or refuse to start at all. Here's my NextFest hopefuls list, and I hope you check them out. Myrmidon is a cooperative puzzle platformer, where one person plays a stop-motion puppet and the other is the puppet's animator, moving through the animator's workshop. Made by Studio Popote, a newer studio out of France, this game comes out of the box swinging. The biggest part of the game is its presentation. It's cute, charming, and a huge amount of fun. The biggest issue that will factor into a good or bad experience of it is the current netcode desync. There were multiple times throughout my minor experience with my compatriot Bombtalkum, where it would place him in weird spots or randomly in other areas compared to how he showed on my screen. However, that did not stop our enjoyment of the game. Playing as the puppet, you get to experience the world as the character would see it, while the animator affects the world as you move through it, with the puppet gaining new powers via new faces he can pick up. We did have a unfortunate ending where the puppet got stuck to where we couldn't revive him, but that did not diminish the experience. All in all, worth a wish list, and if you have a good friend, get together with them and have a run through. My rating for Myrmidon is... What are you waiting for? Crusader Knights Templars is a funny game. Funny in that I had to double check that I'd installed the correct game, because the executable is named Renaissance Wars. However, that's where we have to divert from the previous game by these developers. CKT is a fantastic RTS set during the First Crusade of 1095 to 1099 AD, where you have to manage diplomacy, raid, pillage, and plunder your weaselly black guts out, and hope to God you can get to Constantinople before the Crusade starts. The, Crusade doesn't actually start when you get there. It was supposed to start in March of 1096, but there was no March of Nicaea, and no word as to where the rest of the Crusade was. A little disappointing that I was the only one to show up for the party, but then again, I did not have the required army strength, nor did I have the required blessing from Rome for my new religious order.
37, they have 37 surviving troops.
Wait, oh crap, I attacked the Holy Roman Empire. Uh-oh. However, what gameplay there is, from troop maneuvering and combat to settlement management, army recruitment, and diplomacy, is solid. There's a fantastic game here, and this is what got me off my ass to go check out Renaissance Wars Kingdoms. Damn it, developers, you've given me more games that I need to play. My rating for Crusader Knights Templars is... solid foundation, solid outing, does need work. Still check it out, but there are a lot of bugs in it currently. Expedition Shadow World is definitely a game that I had to keep playing to get into it more. Essentially, in my opinion, a linear mission-based real-time XCOM. The game's style is phenomenal. While, yes, you do fight much of the same enemies throughout the game, though they do change and grow, there's different variants. You encounter more ways to deal with them. Fun tools, like the jump pack, the mortar, which only someone with a sniper-type weapon can call in, and even the transmitter, which boosts damage and fire rate of all your troopers in close proximity. Positioning is very key, as your own troopers will block your mortars, your rifles, and even your own turrets if you don't position them carefully. This is a lesson I thought I'd learned from Starship Troopers Terran Command, but apparently not. The game is solid. The pathfinding is great, though I'd love to issue move orders on the minimap.
No one to expect here, but the stress call could only be...
The voice acting really takes away from a rather decent soundscape. The absolute best part of this game, however, in my opinion, is the animation quality of these troopers. These guys are gorgeous, and I would love to have a model of these guys to paint and put on my desk. If you're listening, Pavel, please, give me. The game does crash on the final mission of, or at least I assume it's the final mission of the campaign, because I couldn't progress past it. But other than that, decent experience. My rating for Expedition Shadow World is solid foundation. Please get a voice actor. Check it out if you like squad-based tactics. As a fan of the developers that brought us Bomber Crew and Space Crew, I was excited to finally see the demo of Badlands Crew finally out and playable. The game is very solid, though a lot of what is available in the full game is exceedingly limited, of course, in the demo. Compared to previous titles in the Blank Crew series, no, this does not include Armored Battle Crew, and I'm glad it doesn't. You have a lot more freedom of control. Instead of scan here, to move here, you're actively controlling your rig as you move across a Mad Max-like wasteland. And yes, those are sandworms from Dune. I guess Crossout made its way to Arrakis at some point. Now, there's so much that is really good about the game, but the control system, unfortunately, is wonky at best. No! No! Why? Yeah, that was it wonking out in the middle of combat. I was so close to getting back too, and getting that sweet, sweet bonus on top of the 12,000 experience I already had. One of the biggest things to remember is that weight is a huge factor. You'll want to, as soon as the demo lets you, upgrade to the better quality truck cab, though you'll have to reconfigure a lot of your stuff to fit. I had to drop a lot of weight because of my stupid insistence on making sure I had the 360-degree firing arc of the grenade launcher. Regardless though, this game is nail-biting tension, a lot of fun, just unfortunately a little bogged down by the finicky control system. My rating for Badlands Crew, at least for the demo, is a tentative endorsement. Wait until the full game releases, and I'll likely be playing a lot of it live. For those who play Factorio, you will recognize a lot of this game. The factory must grow is an oft-repeated idiom of the wider Factorio community, and in this game, it becomes the station must grow. While the game is mostly repeating supply chains, setting up logistics and realigning solar panels, which I found rather unique, the unfortunate aspect is that the game's sound leaves a lot to be desired. The wider aspect of this game, including the fact that it is natively cooperative right out of the gate, makes it a more worthwhile title with friends playing with you. Here's the basic gameplay loop anyways. You grab materials from your hub, you build an atomizer, gather resources, build smelters, get resources, build matter printers, get resources, and so on and so forth. It is as simple a gameplay loop as you can get, and despite the audio cacophony you get with so many machines running at once, it is still a solid game with great elements and decent design. I love the style of your little mining drone too as you move through the level, and as one viewer pointed out, there is a subtle animation in the background, which was such a neat touch. My rating for Outworld Station is solid foundation, but my ears are bleeding. There's a lot going for this, so please keep working on it. Wait for future updates, but give it a tentative wishlist and follow. Content warning. Skip to the time on the screen if you have issues with graphic imagery and/or graphic concepts. You have been warned. Back to the show. So, I will admit, I am a little biased. Biased in the fact that this game was nothing like what I was expecting. Psychic powers, invisible enemies, a knife that one-shots anything it hits so I can go full Canadian Rambo in an entire supermarket of enemies.
Oh, the hell yes.
Eternity's Echo is a fantastic first outing in horror for Demonsoft Games, a 4-person development team out of Turkey who has shown exceeding promise on their first foray into game development. The puzzles feel like natural progression, the sound design does exactly what it is supposed to do, and by God I love the enemy designs. They're just humanoid enough so you can tell what they're doing, but just alien enough to set off that uncomfortable Uncanny Valley feeling. The minor scares, silhouettes and such, never overstayed their welcome, and the game had me looking behind me every chance I could. For God's sake, I was so tense that a bookshelf made my heart race. If I'd had a heart rate monitor, I don't doubt it would have been high. The voice acting was much more engaging than I thought.
Why? Didn't you already have enough donuts?
Still got a full box waiting. Spread some knowledge.
And a lot of the world building comes through with how the characters interact. The Spectra Gaze tool, an advanced ultraviolet light, was a great tool to use as well. Also, apparently a lot of the cutscenes are actually interactive, and you can in fact switch on and off your flashlight during them. It was hilarious, although a jumping dimensional visitors, or DV, was far more entertaining. Now the biggest thing to remember is that the tech knife is godly. This thing turns your DV present into a past tense issue, and God do the defeat particles just scratch that weird itch for cool decomposition effects for bodies in games. There's so much I want to talk about, but this would turn this video into a gush session for some very excellent developers. It also helps that they came into my stream chat and talked with me, and then watched as I proceeded to decimate the supermarket.
Alright, what do you plan to do if we run out of bullets? The knife.
Seriously, you're supposed to be attacked when the shutters were coming up, or at least I think you're supposed to be attacked, and I cleared the damn place. Now, with the weird echo system, not weird as in bad, weird as in very unique, I want to see more, you apparently cannot technically flatline. What this means for people who are apparently not me is that you can return to the world of the living through this magical door. However, I didn't die in the demo. Instead, I pulled my usual tactics from the times I played System Shock 2 with Crimson, and used cover to the best advantage I could. This game made me appreciate survival horror again, and I will happily admit. Now, at the time of recording this, I am now an Easter egg in this game. Shout out to Demonsoft Games for putting me in. I am a newspaper clipping in the laundromat. Go and find it. My rating for the Eternity's Echo Patient Zero demo is... What the hell are you waiting for? Seriously, wishlist this game right the heck now. Was I expecting to like Roadcraft? Yes. Was I expecting it to be as smooth for cooperative play and connecting as it was? Hell no! This was a good surprise, but then again, all of the demos I've checked out have been smooth and optimized, even with the weirdness and zero effort of games like Doomed Hell 64 or FIFA 98. Playing this with a friend is a major need, as this game seems to function better with it. Anyways, you're the head of a construction company, tapped to head disaster relief efforts in restoring infrastructure in areas where the local infrastructure has been decimated by storms, landslides, and other such disasters. Built on the experience the company has had with Spin Tires and SnowRunner, Roadcraft does not operate on the same level as those previous titles, but considering how much you have to work on, work with, and do, that's a fair point I'm willing to concede. Most of what I did in the game, alongside one member of my Chaos crew, Bomb Talkum, was straightforward, and the fact that the physics model for the vehicles is realistic enough makes some moments rather unfortunate, like the times I tried to pick up Bomb with the crane as revenge for him picking me up with the crane. No! Release me! Oh god! No! 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 Or the time I got stuck on tree roots.
It's solid, yeah, like they got the stuff that's in the demo works.
Oh god. Regardless, this game has a very solid foundation. It works incredibly smoothly, and there was no rubber banding, even with me being in Canada as the host and Bomb being in Central Europe. My rating for Roadcraft is... solid foundation, and a definite wishlist item. NextFest is over now, but a lot of these demos are still up and available to check out. While we wait for the next NextFest, there's a lot more games out there and a lot more for me to experience. If you enjoyed this video, why not leave a comment below, and feel free to share this among your compatriots, your coworkers, hell, even share it with your significant others. I've been MrFullCrumb, your favorite interdimensional cyborg who loves happenstance and is a master of ordnance. And I will see you guys next time. As always, no matter who you are, you're always welcome at my table.